jolt and then you'll die.
Hey guys, welcome back. Got a really useful video for you today. I'm going to go over some pine forest tips and tricks as requested, and this is he's going to be using a 4-power club, which is important because these are very specific shots. Could be shots, specific starting spots, or even entire routes to make your whole life a lot easier and get those guaranteed shots, and so you can win a whole lot more matches. So this is pretty specific stuff, but if you can nail it down, then it's super useful. So let's get into the first tip in no particular order. This is the snake one. You want to shoot it, max it to the right of the half pipe so that you want to land in this right square. And if you're in the very right square, you got to max it straight off that board, right in the dead center. And then from here, you can aim it where that red line is and get a hole in 3. It's a really useful route. I'd say it works about 3/4 of the time, and yeah, super useful route there. So this one's for the very left starting spot of the hole-in-one. Instead of banking it off, if you do it right where those 2 squares meet, you get that bank off the wall, and it makes a much easier hole-in-one, so you don't have to try and get that tight angle. Now this is a tricky shortcut, but if you can nail it, then it really is super useful. So soft yellow up to the side here, then a hard orange just to the right of that flag, brings you onto this board, and then a little bit more than a soft yellow brings you straight into the hole for a hole in 3. Takes a few rounds to get used to, but if you get it down, it's really efficient little shortcut. This one, if you're on the left spots, instead of trying to go for that tight angle, all you have to do is just a soft orange right next to the triangle, and boom, look at that, brings you straight out in front, gets you easily over the hump, and just makes your whole life a lot more easy for that hole in 3. So next tip and trick. This one is all about guaranteeing that hole in 3. The first 2 shots are always the same, nothing to say about that. The last shot is where it comes down to, and this is where the tip comes in. And it all depends on the square that you land in. So that depends, this is of course for a 4-power club, but if you can memorize these square color powers, so a middle red for the back square, then soft red, hard orange, middle orange, and a softer orange. If you can memorize all of those colors for a 4-power from those particular squares, then you should be able to get a hole in 3 basically almost all of the time. So this is the soft red square which I'm in. And you see if we wait for the board, and with a soft red, the minimum one, boom, hole in 3, making it look super easy. So all you have to do is just memorize those power levels, and yeah, you should be getting a hole in 3 pretty damn often, and makes for a big advantage against most other players. Jacob also making it. So this one just guarantees a hole in 4. If you do a soft yellow down to the bottom of that rim, and then you want to fire it to the very right of the Ferris wheel, and it does this bank off the triangle. It always gets down the hole. Again, do it off the triangle, and yeah, basically a guaranteed hole in 4 with that particular route. So now I'm going to show you how to get a hole in 2 from all of the spots. If you're in the very front spot, then you can just max it straight down, even with a 4-power, and then just tap it straight into the hole. It only works from the first spot, however. So you can't do that from the second position because you're too far back. And sadly, this is the worst spot because you also can't do the little shortcut down the side like that. You're going to hit the wood, so instead you have to do the normal route, which is banking it off that wood down there. The very left of it, get past the block, then from here it's a hard orange right in the middle of that plank, and that is how you have to get the hole in 2 from the second position. Spots 3, 4, and 5 are all the same, and these are the best spots. You can just max it straight down, boom, with that secret shortcut, nice and easy, no problems there with a hole in 2. Those are the spots you want to be in. And then the 6th position is not too bad either. It's basically the exact same, but you just have to be careful to do it a little bit further to the right, because otherwise you're going to hit that wood and fall down. But as long as you do it a bit further to the right, that is also a hole in 2. So that's the hole in 2 for all 6 positions on that hole. This one's already an easy 3, but a soft red from the back or a hard orange from the front. And then you can just do a yellow through the loop and it gets you straight shot, don't have to worry about a bank, and yeah, basically just makes your life a little bit easier. Now for this one, what you want to do is a soft orange, and you want to do it parallel to the lines on the ground. So that's going to vary between spots, and then from wherever you land, a little bit more than a soft orange, and boom, hole in two. It's not always going to work, but I find that it does work to get the hole in two a lot more often than usual. Now for the first position of this hole, you can do the hard green, just a teensy bit less. Get all the way out to here, and you can just yellow it off the back wall. Then for a nice hole in two, it's probably the easiest spot to make the hole in two. I'm going to show you how to get it from all 6 positions. So this is the route for spots 2, 3, 4, and 5, all of them. You just do a little bit more than a soft yellow off that here, brings you over here, and then a soft orange off the back of this piece of wood, and boom, banks you off and into the hole. So that's spots 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then position 6, which is the worst, but not anymore, because a soft orange where those 2 squares meet, a little bit further to the right. And it brings you out over to the edge here. And then look at that, perfect angle, just a hard yellow. Make sure you bank it off the back, and that is how you can get a hole in two from all 6 positions in this hole. So the second to last tip now. This one you probably already know from the shortcuts video. A soft red from the first shot brings you over here. But if you get too far on the shot from over here and you don't have the normal route for a 3, never fear, all it is a hard orange through that gap, a bit further right than you think. Get the bank and boom, you can still make a hole in 3 from that position. And the very last tip, one of my favorites. This spot, it sucks to get the hole in 2, but now all you have to do is just a soft red off that back, and then from here you want to do the minimum red just to the left a little bit, and you can see that you can bank it off that back wall and in for a 2. Looks a bit hard, but it actually works almost all of the time, getting you that hole in 2 from that toughest spot. And that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully those tips and tricks for Pine Forest helped you out. If it did, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see some tips and tricks for all the other maps. But otherwise, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.